The studio lights glowed warmly across the set of the Kelly Clarkson show. The audience buzzed with excitement, their murmurs mixing with the hum of cameras and crew making final adjustments. Kelly Clarkson, dressed in a navy blazer and jeans, stood near the edge of the stage, her bright smile lighting up the room as she chatted with a producer. Across from her, Gwen Stefani sat poised on a sleek white chair, her platinum hair shining under the lights, her red lipstick striking against her pale skin. She adjusted her large hoop earrings, her posture calm but her eyes sharp, scanning the room with quiet caution. The energy in the studio was alive, charged with more than just pre-show nerves. There was something unspoken hanging in the air. Kelly had invited Gwen to promote her new solo album. Her first major project in years after balancing No Doubt reunions, her Las Vegas residency, and her time on The Voice. Viewers expected a fun, light conversation, maybe a few laughs about her fashion line or her life with Blake Shelton. But under that glossy surface, there was history. Kelly and Gwen had worked together on The Voice, where their friendly rivalry as coaches had, at times, turned tense behind the scenes. Nothing public, but insiders whispered about creative disagreements and clashing egos. Tonight, though, was supposed to be a reset. A chance to celebrate Gwen's comeback and keep things easy. The show started smoothly. Kelly's opening monologue landed perfectly, her self-deprecating humor drawing laughs. Gwen clapped along from her chair, smiling just enough for the cameras. When Kelly introduced her, the crowd erupted in cheers. Gwen stood, her black leather skirt and studded jacket gleaming, exuding rock star confidence. She gave Kelly a quick hug before sitting down. The first few minutes were typical talk show fare. Kelly asked about the new album's inspiration, and Gwen shared stories about late-night recording sessions. The audience was hooked. Then Kelly leaned forward, her tone shifting slightly. "So, Gwen, this album feels really personal, right? There's a song, Break the Mirror, that's got fans buzzing. Some people think it's about your time on The Voice, maybe even aimed at certain folks you worked with. Care to spill the tea?" The question hit like a spark in dry grass. Gwen's smile tightened, her hand gripping the armrest. The audience chuckled, expecting a playful reply, but Gwen's expression turned cool. "I don't know about shading anyone," she said evenly. "It's about breaking free and owning your truth. People can read into it however they want, but I'm not here to throw punches." Her tone had an edge, and Kelly's laugh came out a bit too loud. "Oh, come on, Gwen, you know fans love a little drama. Not even a tiny jab at a certain cowboy we all know?" The audience laughed at the Blake reference, but Gwen's eyes hardened. "If I've got something to say, Kelly, I say it directly. I don't hide it in lyrics." The tension thickened. Sensing the shift, Kelly tried to lighten things up, but accidentally pressed deeper. Her next question about Gwen's No Doubt years brushed old wounds. Gwen's answers got shorter, her body language more rigid. Even the audience began to pick up on it. Backstage, producers exchanged uneasy glances. Kelly, normally great at keeping things upbeat, seemed to be leaning into the discomfort. Gwen, unwilling to back down, matched her tone, her words crisp and pointed. By the first commercial break, the air felt tight. Everyone knew this was no longer the easy interview they'd planned. During the break, Gwen sat stiffly, arms crossed, while a makeup artist dabbed at her face. Kelly moved quickly across the stage, whispering with a producer. Crew members adjusted equipment, but the whole set felt on edge. When the show resumed, Kelly's smile returned, though her eyes were careful. "Welcome back, y'all," she called out cheerfully. Gwen forced a polite smile. Kelly continued, "So you've been in this business for years. No Doubt, solo work, The Voice. What's been the hardest part of staying true to yourself?" The question was meant to smooth things over, but Gwen's response stayed cool. "That's the challenge," she said calmly. "You learn who you are and hold on to it. People will always try to put you in a box. I've never been good at that. I do me." The audience applauded, but the bite in her tone was clear. Kelly smiled tightly. "Totally. But sometimes doesn't the pressure get to you, especially with the competition on The Voice?" Gwen's eyes flashed. "I don't play games," she said sharply. "I was there for the artists, not the drama." The audience reacted audibly. Kelly laughed nervously. "Whoa, okay, shade alert. You're saying you never got caught up in rivalries? Not even with, say, me?" The crowd gasped, then laughed. Gwen's jaw clenched. If I've got a problem, Kelly, you'd know it. I don't do subtle. The crowd roared, but Gwen stayed serious. Kelly, smiling too widely, pushed again. Come on, Gwen, we've had our moments, right? Like that country singer we fought over? Gwen's tone dropped. Fierce is one way to put it. Some might say others were playing dirty, the audience murmured. Kelly's smile froze. Dirty, that's a big word. Care to explain? Gwen leaned forward, voice low. Some people will do anything to win. I don't. Backstage producers were panicking. Kelly shot back. If you're throwing shade, own it. Who's bending the truth? Silence. Gwen's stare was unflinching. Then, coolly, she said, You want names? Maybe look in the mirror. The audience gasped. Kelly's face flushed. Wow, okay, we're going there, she said, but the playfulness was gone. When the cameras cut for another break, Gwen stood abruptly, her chair scraping loudly. She walked off stage without a glance back, leaving Kelly frozen. Backstage, the air buzzed with chaos. Crew members whispered, some running after Gwen, others checking social media where clips were already spreading. Gwen paced the green room, breathing hard, her team urging her to return, but she refused. On set, Kelly forced a smile as she introduced the next segment, though her voice was tight. The audience could feel the shift. This wasn't entertainment anymore. It was raw, uncomfortable. Online, the story exploded. Hashtags like Ebony Gwen's Kelly and Our Talk Show Showdown trended within minutes. Fans picked sides. Some called Gwen brave. Others accused her of being dramatic. In her hotel room later, Gwen scrolled through headlines, ignoring her team's pleas to release a statement. Let them talk, she said quietly. I said what I said. Across town, Kelly sat in her dressing room, staring at her phone. Her team debated strategy, apologize, ignore it, or push back. Kelly frowned. I asked real questions, she muttered. If she couldn't handle that, that's on her. Reporters outside caught her brief comment, and within an hour, it was everywhere. Gwen saw the clip, her jaw tightening. She tossed her phone aside. By nightfall, the internet had turned their clash into a full-blown media storm. Commentators dissected every frame, analyzing tone, posture, and expression. Old voice footage resurfaced, fans hunting for proof of rivalry. Both women stayed silent publicly, but privately, neither was calm. Gwen started writing lyrics, turning frustration into art. Kelly paced, torn between speaking out or letting it go. Both knew that silence could be louder than any post. This wasn't just about one interview anymore. It was years of rivalry, pride, and misunderstanding finally boiling over. As Gwen's car sped through the city lights, and Kelly left the studio surrounded by cameras, the world watched, waiting for the next move. The feud had outgrown the moment. It had become something bigger, a clash of two icons, both unwilling to bend, both too proud to back down. And as the night wore on, one thing was certain. This story was only just beginning.